Simons.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And I want to follow on from Senator Prosper's question. In our complicated federation, different provinces have different needs and different provinces establish different priorities. My own home province of Alberta, for example, has rejected the idea of a unified family court, and I believe in the last budget cycle, the money that had been set aside has been pulled back. Recently, a letter was released by the Premier of my province saying that she will refuse to fund any further judicial positions in Alberta unless Alberta is given the right to be consulted about appointments to the Court of King's Bench, the Court of Appeal, and indeed to the Supreme Court of Canada, and that she would like those judge appointments to, quote, appropriately reflect Alberta's distinct legal traditions, with which I am myself unfamiliar.
Racism, sexism.
So I'm wondering, Minister, if you could speak a little bit about how much input do voices from a province, if not the provincial government, how much input do you receive from Albertans who are experts in the field before making judicial appointments in Alberta or, in other provinces from those provinces? And what would it mean for the courts in Alberta if the province refused to fund positions going forward? Would the federal government be prepared to step in and make up the balance?
Thank you, Senator Simons, for the question. There's a few different elements that I'll try to unpack. Mr. Chair, how much time do I have to respond? I want to give a full answer, but that's plenty. So maybe first I'll deal with the process of appointments, which was the focus of your question, and then talk about the decision to provide or not provide resources to the courts. And let me maybe start by saying I'm a member of the Law Society of Alberta. It is the only province in which I've ever practiced. It is a jurisdiction that has some of the most talented lawyers and judges that I have ever encountered. Despite the fact I've practiced there, of course, I deal with members of the profession around Canada, across Canada and around the world. The key piece to this, for me to start, is we have to be very careful about stepping on the independence of the judiciary. It is an essential pillar of a democracy to have an independent judiciary, an independent court. Governments can make laws, but everyone, not just lawyers, not just politicians, has to know with absolute certainty that everyone, including the government that appoints judges, is subjected to the laws that they are empowered to enforce. Offering public commentary about the job a judge is doing or potentially withdrawing resources that would allow them to do their job can be a risky thing to do when you're dealing with a profession made up of people who, in my experience, have extraordinary integrity and who are not free to defend themselves in public because of the role that they fulfill within our society. Because we want to maintain that level of integrity on the bench, when we make appointments, we do a lot of engagement. We've established an independent body in each province, judicial advisory committees. It's made up of representatives chosen by the federal government, chosen by the provincial government, chosen by the bench, the bar, people who know what they're talking about in a given jurisdiction. Those committees produce recommendations of the names that they believe should or could be appointed to the bench. Beyond that process, which is formal and independent, my own office does consultations, including with political actors in various jurisdictions, to understand if there's further light they can shed on the reputation of people we're thinking of appointing. This has included, by the way, during my time in this position, engagement directly with members of the Government of Alberta, and in fact, with respect to very recent appointments, part of the process involved significant endorsements from political actors in Alberta that allowed me to have confidence that the Judicial Advisory Committee's recommendation was the correct one. I found that process has worked. The voice of Albertans has been heard through the provincial government, but also through the legal profession. The second piece that you've drawn attention to is the potential to provide or withdraw resources. There are areas for which the federal government is responsible under the Constitution. Appointing judges is clearly one of them. The administration of the justice system falls squarely to the provinces. Every province is free to fund or not fund the justice system, but a decision to withdraw funding that the courts rely upon will be felt plainly by ordinary working people in the provinces who rely upon those court services. We are not expecting to respond to provincial decisions by simply backstopping budgets that should be fulfilled by provincial governments in areas of provincial responsibility. So to the extent any government wishes to withdraw funding to the courts or to judges, that's a decision that they should take, but the pain that will be felt will be uniquely felt by their constituents.
Thank you very much.